Hey guys, it's the girl Beryl Chromas, and today we'll be making a caramel pudding, right? Um, I'm going to show you the ingredients that I'll be using to make the caramel pudding. So first we have vanilla. This is vanilla. Then we have baking powder. Then we have nutmeg. Then we have butter. Then we have sugar. We also have cornmeal, the coconut, the salt, and we'll be using coal. We won't be doing it on the stove. We'll be using, I'm not sure what they will call it in your country, but in Jamaica we call it coal pot, right? So yes, we're going to use fire coal with the coal pot to make the caramel powder. We're going to make it outside. So first I'm going to go ahead and get the coconut out of the shell, so you can grate it or you can blend it to get the juice, but I think I'm going to grate it because it is more quicker that way, right? So stay tuned. All right guys, we're going to dig the coconut out of the shell, right? I don't know how to. I am not so well with knives, so bear with me, right? I don't know if you guys can see, but this is me taking the coconut out of the shell. I don't. So we get one piece out, so we're going to do the next one as well. You can use two coconut or you can use one. Depends on the size of the cake that you guys want. So I'll be making a little one for the kids. I won't be making enough. So as you can see guys, we're done cutting the coconut up and we're about to blend. As I said, I'm going to blend because I want to do it quicker, right? Come in. So this is my blender. So we're going to add the coconut to the blender. We're going to do it in two sets of tools, right? So now we're going to add water to the coconut. So now we're going to go ahead and strain the coconut juice into our next container, right? So here I have the container, this is the strainer, this is the spoon that I'll be using. Mind you, you can also add, for those who love raisins, you can also add a raisin to the mix. If you have raisins at home, you can also add raisin to it. If you're somebody who loves raisins. So we're going to blend the next set, right? So we're going to add the water again. We won't be using that much of a water like before. And I think when the coconut is it is bone dry, you got a lot of more milk out of it than when it is not bone dry. So guys, I don't know if you can see the container. I have the milk that I got from the coconut in the container. So we're going to go ahead and sweeten the milk, which is going to be the liquid, as I said before, for the to cook the cornmeal. So first I'm going to add a little bit of mixed spice. Mind you, I am not really using any measurement because I don't really normally use measurements, right? So you can measure it to the amount that you want. So I'll use just a little bit. So this is the mixed spice. Then I'm going to add salt. I'm going to use like half spoon of salt. You guys can taste it while sweetening it to know if you want it sweet or not. My kids like it sweet because when they're eating it hot, they like to eat it with box milk, cow's milk. We in Jamaica call it box milk, but original cow's milk, right? So the cow's milk is cold and the caramel pudding is hot. This is the nutmeg, so we're going to go ahead and grate all the nutmeg inside the mixture. So that's the nutmeg. We're going to go ahead and add vanilla. So I'm going to throw it in the spoon. I'm going to fold the spoon. I'm going to add a little bit more. So I fold the spoon 2 times, right? Then I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of baking powder. I'm going to add which one is this? 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So this is the baking powder. Now, the most important part, the sugar. The sugar there, the sugar. So I have, we'll be using brown sugar, right? Right. This is brown sugar. So, 8. So, I'm going to use at least half pack of the sugar to sweeten the milk. Or maybe the whole bag, the whole pack, because this is just 1 pound. And as I said before, the kids like when it is sweet because they always like it with milk. You can also try it. So you're going to mix it together to dissolve the sugar. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of it to taste it to see if it is okay, if I want more sugar or no. Right? Just a minute. And I think I'm going to use a little bit more sugar. So I'm going to use a little bit more sugar. So that is enough. As I said before, you guys can taste it while making it to see the amount of how sweet you guys want it. You can also, when after blending the coconut, if you're not a fan of raisins, as I said before, you can also put a little bit of the coconut trash back inside of the milk. My kids like it with raisins some of the time, and some of the time they don't like it with raisins. So today I'll not be using any raisin, but I'm going to put back a little bit of the coconut trash inside of it. So this is it. I'm going to take out some of the milk and put it in the next container to make the topping of the cake. So I'm going to go ahead and get that container. So I got the container, so I'm going to put back some of the milk inside of it to make the slush. I don't know what would you guys call it, but I call it flush on the top of the cake, right? So I'm going to take out not much, but a good amount, right? Because you don't want it to be. So I think this amount is good enough for it. So I'm going to set this aside. So now we're going to add the cornmeal to the liquid. I'm just going to go ahead and tear the bag because and this is a refined cornmeal. This is 1 pound of cornmeal, right? So we're going to add the cornmeal to the liquid and mix it up. Mix them together. For me, the 1 pound of cornmeal is a little bit little. So I'm going to use a little bit more. I think when you use the rough cornmeal, you don't use a lot. But when you use the refined cornmeal like I am using, it takes a lot of cornmeal because you don't want it to be too thin, right? So it takes a lot of cornmeal. So I'm using 2 pounds of cornmeal. I won't really add the butter right now until I'm going to put it on the fire. So when I'll be doing that, I'll show you guys. We're going to cut the stick butter to put it on the top. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to show you guys what this looks like, and then I'm going to go ahead and light the coal pot. I'll be showing you the container that I'll be using. We call it in Jamaica pudding pot. I don't know what it is called in your country, but you can use any baking container of your choice. But I'll be using a pudding pan with the coal pot and a piece of zinc. We're going to put the zinc on top of the cake to put some of the fire coal on it to make that slushy on the top of the cake. Right. So this is the mixture, guys. Don't know if you guys can see it, but this is what the mixture should looks like. Once you know to add, I'm not sure if you don't use so much water do turn cornmeal. But once you know how to make cornmeal porridge, you'll know how to make a corn cake. And I don't call it corn cake, I call it cornmeal pudding. So I'm going to go outside to get the pan, the coal stove, to put the coal in, and I'll show you guys as we go along, right? So mind you guys, this is what we call a coal pot in Jamaica, other known as coal stove. This is the coal, but if you don't have any of this, you can put it on the stove. But I rather to do it this way, so I'm showing you the Jamaican way how we make cornmeal pudding. Or if you don't want to put it on the stove and you have a fire hydrant like you live in America, you can put it under the fireplace to bake it in there, right? So I'm going to go ahead and light the coal stove so it can let these catch to bake the cake. So I didn't light it on the video, but I already went ahead and light the coal pot. But I'll be showing you the other stuff that I'll be doing, because I'm not sure, but I'll be showing you the other stuff that I'll be doing, right? So the coal is catching, so we're going to prepare the pan at this moment. So this is what we call a pudding pan. This is what I'm going to make the cake in. So I'm going to wash it, put it on the stove, on the coal, to get it hot, so we can grease the pan. And I'm also going to show you the zinc that I'll be using on the top of it. So I'm going to wash the pan. So I wash the pan that I am going to be using, and this is what we call zinc. So I'm going to wash the zinc also. That I'll be using to cover the top of the pan. Mind you, it's not dirty because it's something that I always use, but you know, people, so I make sure I'm washing it properly so you guys can see, because they all know how people stay. So this is what I'll be using to cover the top of the pot. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to put the pan on the fire to heat it up. I might put the stove outside, so this is the stove right here for now, right, and this is the fire. So we're going to put the pan on top of it to heat it up, to grease it with the butter. So this is the pan. We're going to let it sit on it for like 10 to 20 minutes or 10 to 5 to 10 minutes to let it get hot, so we can grease it with the butter. So guys, we're going to take the pot off the fire and oil it, because I think it is ready. Alright, so take it off. So now we're going to use the butter to bombard. It is very hot, to grease around the pan. So as you guys can see, I have oil the container, so I'm going to go ahead now and transfer the mixture inside. So this is the mixture. We're going to go ahead and transfer the mixture into the pan to put it on the fire. But before I even do that, I'm going to throw the mixture into the pan But before we put it on the fire, we're going to take out a little bit of the fire to put it on the top. So this is me adding the, mind you, I don't want it to turn over yet. This is me adding the mixture to the container. And it smells real good. So that's me adding the mixture right here. But I'm going to set it aside hot. I'm going to set it aside a little bit. Just so. Right here. Now, we're going to go ahead and put the corn on top of this. So come with me, guys. So as you can see, I'll be taking some of the fire to put it on here. Right. To make the slushy on the top. You don't want too much fire at the bottom because you don't want it to burn. So you can put half at the bottom and half at the top. Yeah. It is hot. So I'll be just putting this amount at the top for right now. So now we're going to put the mixture on the fire. So this is the mixture. This is the mixture, guys, going on the fire. So now we're going to go ahead and add the butter inside. I'm going to use the leftover first from what I used to grease the pan inside of it. So it's going to need a piece more, so I'm going to use half of this. So this is what it looks like when you put the butter on the top. So now I'm going to go ahead and cover it with the zinc, right? So this is the zinc. We're putting the zinc on top. now that we have put the zinc on the top, we have a little bit of the coconut shells that are left. We're going to put it with mind you, it is very, very sharp and you can slit your hand, so you have to be careful. We're going to just add this with the fire coolers on the top, and I'll show you guys just a minute. So I like to do it in a little house when I'm doing it. So this is what it looks like when I do it. I just put it on the top to help contain the heat. So now we're going to go ahead and clean up back the surrounding area. So come guys, we're going to wash up the stuff that we used. So to make it easier, we're going to catch the water inside of the sink. So we'll use less water. So we already have some dishes that were washed from last night. We're going to put them where they should go at this moment. While the cake is baking, we'll be washing some dishes at the same time. I don't know where the cover is for this container, but it is somewhere around. I'm thinking, guys, if I should put the coal pot outside, but the sun is hot out there, so I have it at the doorway. But let's see what's going to happen. Guys, the pot is bubbling, but I don't want to lift it up because I don't want to get burned, but I'll show you guys how it looks in a little bit from this. Hold on. So guys, this is it. It is cooking. I just lift the thing off the top to show you guys. So we're going to put it on back, right? So we're going to put it tonight. That's right. The blender blade slice my hand. This guys, slice my finger. Come take it up. Come take it up and now go kitchen. So guys, this is the cornmeal pudding. It is not 100% finished, so we're going to put a little more fire underneath it. This is what we call the flush, the slush. This is it. This right here is the sweet part of the cake. This is what is very nice. This is the slush of the cake. I'm going to add a little more coconut juice on it to make some more slush, but that is what we call the slush. As you can see guys, this is the cake. Hot. Hot. It is sweet as how the kids want it, and it is still hot, so you guys can try it.